Okay, here it is. Narcissistic personality disorder versus histrionic personality disorder. And I remember mentioning in the last video where I kind of felt like on some hunch or big hunch that they were quite the same, that they're pretty much the same. And I've done some research, and in quite a bit of ways they are similar, but they're definitely not the same thing. Even though there's quite a bit of similarities that one person would think that they are, that it's the same thing, but really it's not. Um, and I'm going to share some things that I found and that I've researched, and some things that I've read um, about narcissistic personality disorder versus the histrionic personality disorder. So here we go. And this is, I got this actually from an article, or let me see. It's, um, it's, I believe it's a link called Difference Between Info. It's a website, I believe. And it really kind of broke it down for me as far as basically telling me, okay, in some ways, how are they similar, how are they different? And I can really say that a histrionic personality disorder, where a way I do see where it's different, one of the differences I would say would be that there's no lack of empathy. I mean, it's not mentioned, but we know, and as far as a narcissistic personality disorder, that the narcissist lacks empathy. We know that. So anyway, I'm going to read off of here. Um, in some ways that they're similar, and in some ways where they're really different. Um, for Let me see here. For a narcissist, reacting to criticism with anger, shame, or humiliation. Okay, and then for the histrionic, let's see here, excessive sensitivity to criticism or disapproval. So that there, I would view that as similar to both narcissistic personality disorder and histrionic personality disorder is really similar as far as criticism concerns, because when a narcissist really reacts to your criticism of him or her, and they react with anger or any other emotion showing their displeasure, they're sensitive to that. They're expressing their sensitivity of how it affects them. And same thing with histrionic personality disorder, where they are just extremely sensitive. Even if you were to give constructive criticism, I mean, they would take it as an attack, and same way for a narcissist. So in that perspective, in that way, it's one of the things of how both of those personality disorders are similar. Let me see here. Another one would be overly concerned or obsessed with physical appearance. You know, appearance is everything. That would be another way that narcissistic personality disorder and histrionic personality disorders are similar or the same in that respect. Let me see what else here. Let me see. I'm just looking at through these lists and how they're similar and how they're different. Take exaggerating. Becoming easily hurt and rejected would be one also. Um, and then here are some ways where both narcissistic personality disorder and histrionic personality disorder differs. Let's see. Exact for a narcissist would be exaggerating one's importance, achievements, and talents. And then with histrionic personality disorder, the difference is one of the differences is constantly seeking reassurance or approval. So that's one way how they differ. Let me see here. And I'm just going through this list. Another way that it's also similar to is that they both narcissistic personality disorder and histrionic personality disorder are also they both become jealous easily. So that's another similarity. Let me see what else. Both have trouble keeping healthy relationships. That's another way that they're similar. So I don't mean to be jumping, but anyway, and where narcissists really exaggerates their own importance, achievements, and goals. They exaggerate. Whereas, let me see here. I don't really mention anything about goals as far as histrionic, but here's another thing too, and how histrionic personality disorder differs from narcissistic, um, is blaming failure or disappointment on others. But then in some ways too, that can be kind of similar also in some ways because narcissists love to use projection or they like to they don't want to take responsibility for their own behavior. So and then of course for histrionic personality disorder, they can be easily influenced by other people. Opinions are easily influenced by other people, but difficult to back up with details. Can't back it up. So, and then let's say another way that both those personalities are similar is that they love to be the center of attention. That's another way how both of those personality disorders can be similar. Let me see here. And then another way that histrionic personality disorder can be different would be inappropriately seductive appearance or behavior, excessive dramatics with exaggerated displays of emotion. Maybe a difference, maybe not, because narcissists always like to wear a different mask or to become a chameleon. They like to adjust to the environment that they're in, and they do that pretty well. So, but they're both dramatic. They're both dramatic. Both of those personality disorders are really dramatic. They both like to do drama. You know, drama people, I would say. Let's see here. Both personality. I would say both. In my opinion, would be they also crave excitement. Because the way narcissists like to create their own excitement is off your pain and off your anger and just getting that reaction out of you. Um, Histrionic can create excitement. And let's see, they both, yeah, I can't say any more about that they both really crave excitement. And can also place themselves in risky situations to do it. It's like no matter the cost, they just want to see that reaction. Both personalities always like to see that reaction out of you and be able to provoke you and to be able to, you know, um, it's like, they both have no conscience. It's like do whatever it takes to get something out of it. It's gonna make them feel good and benefit them. We know that stuff. So anyway, that's um, they both like to keep the tension onto themselves. Like make loud noises, say almost anything to keep the attention to themselves. They both do that. Um, that's practically that. Um, and of course, with a narcissist, setting goals that are unrealistic or always living in this fantasy world, imagining unrealistic fantasies of success, beauty, power, intelligence, or romance. That's how narcissistic personality differs from histrionic. Um, Requiring constant attention and positive reinforcement from others. It's like they require it. Whereas with the histrionic, how that differs is that they constantly seek that attention. They seek approval constantly. So that's how they differ. So that's what I can really say about both of those personality disorders. So just to kind of just really um, show to you what I found and how they're so similar and how they're so different. So now I know that, and now we know that they're not the same completely exactly, but in a lot of ways, yes, there's quite a bit of similarities in how they're similar. And the next video, right after this one, is I'm going to be talking about the positive effects of your life beyond no contact and maintain that no contact from the narcissist. The positive effects, it's like you can live your life the way you please to. You don't need any type of approval or anything else. You just go and just live your life basically how you please. Is what I'm going to be talking about in the next video. So stay tuned for that. So anyway, for those of you that's found my channel, I welcome you with love and open arms as always. And those of you who have followed me for quite some time, I really greatly appreciate your love and support. And everybody in general, I really appreciate and love everyone's comments. So anyway, stay tuned for the next video. This is Mary Allen signing off. I wish you love. As always, peace. Thank you. Take care. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.